I just got off the phone with the president, so I have to make sure that he sent what he was supposed to send. Hi there. Thank you so very much for staying with us. 22162 is our text line. Start with YM at 254. Thank you at Hilda Wadidi for that phenomenal interview. And now we're going to wrap it up real nice with Man Crush Monday. Nimesikia things that are associated with masculinity, and one of them ni kuangalia mtu na unasema I love you. So of course nimecheka, but nimwambia hapa the opposite is also true. So nimecheka pia mimi, alright? At Kalamival, Y254 on Facebook, Y254 channel on Twitter, Y254 channel as well on YouTube. Now the topic today is safe spaces for the youth. Okay, technically we're talking about International Day for the Youths, yeah? And then the theme for this year is safe spaces for youths. But before we do that, let me introduce my panel of kings. Hi.
Hi.
Oko, by the way, you're kings. You're my kings today. You're no longer boy shout. Na medunga.
Yeah, tuko sawa.
Unakaa fine, thank you.
Suited and booted.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Ken Matiba. King Ken Matiba. You can
Your
call
name
me
is
King
Zito.
Kenny. Yeah. I'm a lawyer.
Okay.
I'm currently a legal expert at Kenbright Insurance Brokers. Yeah.
Do you have like social media handles? I mean, you're not cool like that.
I'm Lord
Serious.
Matiba on Instagram.
You're on the gram.
I'm on Instagram.
Okay.
Follow me at Lord Matiba. On on Facebook, it's Ken Matiba 2 Roman. Yeah.
And you are?
Okay, thank you so much. I'm Eugene Baraza, an aspiring advocate currently at the Kenya School of Law. I'm ready for the show, and on social media, Facebook is Eugene Baraza, Twitter is Ujo at 912, Instagram is Ujo 984.
Did you become suddenly shy, ama this is your game face?
No game face.
Kweli?
I'm easy, yeah.
Niliambiwa nichunge because you guys are ready for anything.
I'm good to go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi,
What's your name?
I'm called Felix Owor, legal intern at Murunga and Company Advocates. On Facebook, I'm Felix Mulaku. On Twitter, I'm at Felix Mulaku. On Instagram, Felix Mulaku. I think those are the only social media sites that I'm in.
What's up?
WhatsApp is more it's a messaging, yeah? It's a messaging platform, so
Nimekupima kidogo tu, but okay. Moving on swiftly. Sasa tuko tumepeana instructions class. We have someone who's going to give us the history of the day. Tell us about the day.
Okay, we're back once again, and on to the big topic, the big day. So basically, on August 12th, every year, the world comes together and celebrates the International Youth Day. The history, let me briefly take people, our viewers, back to the history of the International Youth Day.
Briefly.
Yeah, the International Youth Day was incepted in 1999 through a resolution that came to pass in 2000.
Okay.
And the core to the formation or the international recognition of the Youth Day were 15 key areas or theme topics. Among them, which they recently affect the youth today, is education, employment, there is HIV and AIDS, and there is also equal employment opportunities created by the government and let's say all the stakeholders that come into play.
Okay.
This year's International Youth Day will be commemorated this coming Friday at UN headquarters at Gigiri. It will be in conference room 3, and upon invitation, all the youth are welcome to come and celebrate the day. And adding on to the theme, safe places creation for the youth, I would like to empower the youth through the famous Franklin Roosevelt's quotes, where he stated that in as much as we cannot create a future for the youth, we can create or build the youth to face the future. Thank you so much.
That was brilliant. Thank you. Good job.
Yeah,
okay, so what is your take on the International Youth Day?
My take on the International Youth Day is that it is not being given the attention it deserves. From where I sit, and according to my perspective, the youth of today need to be included in the decision-making process in the world and Kenya at large.
Okay.
The youth.
See, this is the best thing about this discussion. You don't have to wait for your friend to finish the sentence.
Yes.
Kujua hapo niko na swali. You want to be included in things, in matters concerning, you know, economy and the political scene and everything. But sininyi tu mna receive tear gas. What do you want? Mnaenda kuchoma shule. Why? Instead of going to get an education, instead of going to learn so that you go make a difference, unaenda kufanya vitu haziko. Tell me, how do you want to be helped, dear youth?
First of all, that is not correct. We don't want to be on the streets. Actually, as we can see us here, we are youth. Probably 26, 27. My friend there is 25. We are people with a will and zeal to succeed. We need to be included. We need to be brought on the board. But what we lack is the political goodwill. The people, the leadership at the current regime right now is not comfortable with elevating the youth to where they are supposed to be. They prefer using us as goons to champion their political.
Do you agree with what
needs.
he's saying?
Entirely.
Why?
One.
Why don't you do something for yourself? It's very easy to lay blame. Okay, I'm not doing this because he's not giving me this. Masji, this is not happening. Why aren't you making the step? Why can't we meet you halfway? Serikali yene ya kuje afike hapa na wapi jo kuje. Why do you want to be helped the whole way?
You see, one, there should be a paradigm shift.
Okay.
From just commemorating International Youth Day to giving the youth more power, more will, more emancipation. You know, Tupac once said, when it's not just about the youth, it's the future, because the youth are the future. You know, so if someone goes to the street, he's not going just because he's idle. It is something ideological. When the University of Nairobi students in 1990s, when they were going to the streets championing for multipartyism, was it that they were idle? No. They wanted multipartyism to voice their concerns. So, there's lack of political goodwill from our leaders. There's also institutional, there's lack of very good institutional policies and framework.
For example?
There's this called the Youth Fund. The CEO squandered the money. They have proxy companies or proxy youth organizations which they are giving cash, and then those companies give out kickbacks. Yet there are those youths genuinely who have the idea, who have the will. They just lack the capital.
Just to interject on that.
I like that. See what you've just done?
I just want to add on what my friend is saying. You see, the conversation currently is that the youth are meant to sit among their peers. We don't have that that avenue whereby we can sit with the decision makers, the employers of this country, the people who can fund our idea and furnish it with the attention it needs so that it can develop. Because right now we are sitting here with amongst our peers. We don't have someone big enough who's ready to guide us, and the perspective is that the elder generation doesn't trust us. They think that maybe they've been down that road, so they know what we are thinking. We have nothing to bring on the board. That notion should be done away with.
Yeah. Okay. To add on that, first, the main thing that should guide the discussion is first of all to know who a youth is, or under what category that particular group of people called youth are. And the United Nations, through its UNESCO organ, tried to define a youth as any person aged between 15 years to 24 years, subject to any definition by the member states to the UN.
24? See 35 tena?
No. That's the UN definition.
The
And
UN definition.
there's a proviso that subject to the member states provision on that definition.
Okay.
So with that, we can at least try to buy your idea of the 35 years deadline. Or
deadline.
yeah, it's basically a deadline. And to add on top of what my colleague has brought up, the issue is we don't have role models.
Yeah.
The problem is the society and the few people whom the youth try to look upon tend to be more of critics rather than being our role models. And with that, there is some sort of lack of empowerment for the youth, because yes, there can be slots in the National Assembly for the youth to be nominated. There can be slots, just the same way there are slots for people with disability. But without the empowerment, or without instilling some sense of, let's say, encouragement on the youth.
Do you want someone to hold your hand, sir? Do you want someone to keep telling you it's going to be okay? Is that what you want?
We have an authority from the Constitution. Article 50 and Article 100 touches on empowering the marginalized, and youth is one of them. We have the proper structure. The law is operational. We should just follow the rule of law. And currently in Kenya, we know the case, what is going on in Kenya. Unfortunately, we have a system that does not recognize the rule of law. So championing the plight of the youth could be at least difficult from where I sit.
Do you think anyone cares about this particular day? Like, is it a big deal? It's just because the UN is going to have a conference of sorts on Friday. So yeah, woo, and then it's going to be on Sunday. Does anyone really care about the youth? What do you think?
Okay, to at least add a bit of flesh on the concern, yes.
Namtajua naongelesha lawyers. Today you're going to know that all these here are my learned friends.
Okay, thank you so much for the commendation. So we carry on. Okay, the conferences, the celebrations are just things on paper. Try to imagine that ordinary youth there in Mandizini village, in Kinangop, who doesn't know even that the day is there. What lacks is basically the empowerment and awareness. So that all youths can get to know that, hey, you guys, we have a day reserved for us, specifically the youths. Let it not just be here in UN Gigiri. Let's try to some sort of devolve it so that every youth down there in the villages, wherever they are, they try to feel like they are part of this initiative to empower them. Because just setting aside a date in the calendar or anything does not serve the purpose of, let's say, trying to save the life of a youth there in Mombasa.
Thank you.
Who is sunken in drug abuse and everything.
That's my question right there. That is, we're trying to humanize it. So it's a big day, and fine, we're going to celebrate, and the articles that you're going to throw at me again, 22162 start with YM254, but I want to know what's going to happen. Umse coach sai, umse mwenye kumadhari sai. What does that mean for them? In fact, this year's theme is safe spaces. So what is this safe space? Ni hub za Karen tu? Ama za hapa hivi inaitwaje? Like, what is this safe space? Is it a safer neighborhood, or is it a community thing? What's going on here? Okay. And who is going to implement it? Ama it's just something we're going to talk about, write things, and then patane next year when we have another theme. Okay.
I'll tend to look at it from...
but why is this member speaking alone? Wait, you have not said much. Say something.
You see, basically the youth, we are at our peak. We are very fresh. We are the ones who can come with the ideas, the innovations. As you have said, we are not supposed to be given. We are supposed to look for it. We are supposed to grant it. We are supposed to take it. So... you see, when just look at the appointments our government make. A 60-year-old is employed to a parastatal. A 60-year-old is someone who should be sleeping, enjoying his retirement.
Retiring, was
that is a stale mind. Can't think anything fresh. Whatever, when it was fresh in 1980s, so the ideas is bringing are post-dated. There are guys in parastatal who don't even know. You see our MCAs, they're being given cash to go and open Facebook accounts, Twitter accounts, and it's allocated something like 100 million for a specific county. Yet in that same county, they are not drugs in that hospital. The youth are languishing in poverty. And you know, there's this vocational training institutes, yeah? You can take a youth to do something like welding, carpentry. When he's there, he has the required skill to fend for himself and the family. That's all actually the youth want. That's all. Nothing else. We don't want those plum jobs in government. No.
Just to add on.
You don't want a lot of money? Utaki pia na we vitu za NYS zipotee kwako?
A lot of wealth. But just to what is important is to have this discussion go on. So we should focus on that.
Who are these now on my set? Okay, all right.
We need to have a generational dialogue. Like you say, different generations bring on board different skills. And it's unfortunate that the elder generation does not appreciate that. So we need to have a generational dialogue whereby if we mix the ideas of the past and new, fresh ideas, can you imagine where the world would be with that?
I like that because it's very hard to say that someone is not thinking anymore.
Yeah.
Wisdom is necessary, but also do not despise your youth. So I like that maybe there's a place where we can meet together. Say, hey, cheki, hapo kijana, pia mimi nilijaribu hivyo 1955 and naiku nigonga ukuta mazee. Lakini wewe sasa fresha utaka ama tujaribu hivi and then we see how it goes. Why can we afford that kind of platform?
It's possible.
Yeah. When I say a 60-year-old is a still mind,
and you're repeating, you're so bold.
No.
Hey. Yes, he really is.
I have to substantiate my claims.
Oh, wow.
So you see, you're a 60-year-old. You want to start a business.
Okay.
You want to sell clothes. Kitambo in 1980s, how did people sell clothes? You used to hawk. Now people don't hawk. People have online stores. So me, I know how I can use my digital skills to market and get you cash. But you still just want to go and hawk. You see? That's why I say it's a still mind. You see, what they have is experience. So we want them to mentor us. But they mentor us as they are going, not that they mentor and they still just
and
want
then
to
stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
We want them to grow.
They should also at least create some more space for us. There's no way you'll expect to lead, then be the leader, be the it's the same case in a football match. You cannot be a referee, you cannot be a coach and a fan at the same time. You have to choose one thing. In as much as they are there, we are better off with one of our own up there, because just having an old man leading the youth, clearly just it will just depict lack of focus for those people who train, because this person is your role model. Okay, he is to be your role model. He is also again your leader. So between the two, which one will you try to at least try to respect or abide by? You see the dilemma now.
I see a question that I can pose for our viewers. 22162 is the text line. Start with YM254. Tell me what you think. Do you think the older generation is they're overstaying their welcome in the, specific positions, or do you feel situnakam sana, like the youth? Do you feel that we're a bit more aggressive than we should be? Do you feel like we should sit down and be humble? 22162, start with YM254. Okay, so tumeongelea vitu ka education, we've talked about HIV and AIDS and all these things. Do you think that it's on the ground now? Like neza enda mahali nipate VCT kadhaa, like we are catered for. Are we catered for? Ama these are just things that we talk about in meetings na zinaisha tu hivyo?
This is just hearsay. You see, 1.8 billion of the population on earth is made up of the youth. 73 million of this population is unemployed, and 400 million do not have access to healthcare. You see, so the government has not done much what is expected of them. They need to, one of the big four agenda is to universal healthcare. You see, it is 21st century and we are still talking about universal healthcare. These are the things that we should have achieved long time ago. We are instead of believing in the already there resources and human resource. We then go ahead and import doctors, manpower. But we have
From
our
Cuba. Wow.
own trained doctors in the nation. Why should such things be allowed to see the light of the day in Kenya? Why? And we have the numerical strength. The youth are the majority in Kenya. We can do it. We can come up with our own leaders, because it's through the ballot that someone is elected, not pulling his hand, as you have said. It's through the ballot. It's possible. It can be achieved.
But, you know, as much as, you know, we're saying things that guys in the regime or the older generation, blah, 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 they have not done this. But who voted them in? Was it not us?
It was us.
Then why did you vote for this specific person? Did they lie to you? Did they hurt your feelings? Were you naive? Did you lack knowledge? Did you just go voting because you're from the same community and now you want to complain? What happened here? You've been quiet.
Okay, before you go on, you know, you like so much shifting the blame to us. As if
No, I
you
like
yourself, you're not a youth. You should also include yourself in saying we did not vote for them. Not saying you.
First of all,
Be part of the empowerment first.
Thank you, but it's not about me today, it's about you guys.
Okay, no problem.
I want you to shine, and I value your opinion. Yes, so please tell me what you think.
Okay, to at least shed some more light on what you brought up. I like the United Nations for one thing, because in as much as our government at times fails us, they at least come up with some sort of green lights or some sort of a path for the youth to get empowered. Because if you can borrow from this year's theme, the safe spaces for the youth, they try to like some sort of increase the scope of the actors when it comes to youth matters. Because when you look at their theme and what they have in place for this year, from the theme, they have at least tried to outline a few actors when it comes to matters of the youth. At the top, we have the government. Below it, we have the government agencies, the United Nations agencies. We also have the civil society groups and a few youth, let's say empowerment groups such as, let's say, Youth Fund, and these small groups the youth are encouraged to form. So what basically lacks is just pumping into the same like agencies more resources to at least help the youth achieve these safe places they are talking about. Because yes, the agencies may be there, then the places, let's say healthcare, they said, education and everything, yes, they are there, but on paper, how can we like come about with the framework to at least link the two, the space between those youths who have to some extent lost hope and the good things the agencies are supposed to make them, let's say, adopt to at least better their lives. Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to address you, but I'm going to... Oh, you're already ready with something. Okay, give it.
When we were gaining independence, there are three things Jomo Kenyatta said
that
were really facing Kenya. Ignorance, disease, moja imepotea tu. Corruption at that time was not that much rampant. At 2018, we are still very ignorant and poverty, yeah. We are still very much ignorant, we are still very poor, and the diseases are still coming up, yeah? So you see, we should stop boardroom solutions to real ground problems. Yeah? Don't go there, sit at Serena Hotel,
drink water, sparkling.
Drink sparkling water. Say there's a problem in Mathare for North Form or whatever, those areas. What do we do with it? You discuss, say, okay, we're going to do this, and then it stops there. No, you don't want it to stop there. We want even those meetings, you will be having barazas, yeah? You see something like Nyumba Kumi initiative. So we should form something, a Nyumba Kumi initiative between the government and the youth. On the ground, those people come, they don't come in V8s and whatever. They can come walking, we'll escort them. We talk, we tell them, this is what we want. And by the way, you see, if you give the youth the chances, the opportunities, they'll not ask you for money.
Oh.
This idea of handouts, the youth will stop. Just recently when Obama was here, the sister said the Luo and the youth should stop something called Gonya Gonya mentality. Gonya Gonya is a Luo word. It means nipe nipe, give me. You see?
Okay, so ulikuwa umedunga your point last time. Okay.
If you give someone, if you open for someone a salon, you know, you take her through those beauty stuffs, that lady will come with this required skills to open her own salon and to manage herself, to feed herself and the family. She won't come to the politician and give me something. No, she won't.
Just to add on that,
What do you think?
the youth need to do away with the notion that we make money. Money needs to be earned. We earn money. So if we earn money, we'll have the need to work, not want to work. You see, there's a difference between need and want. Want is like you are forced to do something. Need is that you need to do. Your own initiative pushes you to do something, not something else. Maybe you don't have employment and you collect unemployment, then you are a slave to drugs. So mostly if you are a slave to drug and you don't have enough money to quench your thirst for drugs,
You will sell things and start stealing.
yeah, you'll either start stealing, you'll be a goon for hire, and other things that are demeaning.
But who hires these goons? Is it not the politicians
The
we voted for?
politicians. The politicians we voted for, because nowadays in Kenyan politics, you can't do without money. You can't do it without money.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Because there are fees. You have to pay 35,000 for to become an MCA, to be nominated as an MCA for each respective party, and another 35,000 or 50 to pay to the IBC for in nomination fees.
But it's true, because nobody likes a broke politician.
And we don't have that money.
Yeah, and then you see, the people who are supposed to be putting into office, I personally, I see we should put people who have the will to serve us, someone with the intellectual know-how. But now in Kenya, once you're really a professional, you know, politics is dirty. You have to be a chief hustler. We need the money. We don't need your ideas. By the way, now let's take an example for Miguna Miguna. Miguna, if you saw the manifesto, Miguna said the money Nairobi County generates is enough to even establish something like a dual carriage within the city. Not even money from the national government. The revenue.
The county itself.
But whom did you go to?
China.
Whom did you go to? You can see the governor now. Whom did you go to?
Okay.
See, and on that same note, I think this our education system, it needs to be looked into. I think we are being fed too much
irrelevant
nonsense. We are being fed too much nonsense.
Just
you see, you cannot.
It's very passionate.
You cannot be studying from class 1 to form 4. You're studying physics, chemistry, and then you're coming to be a lawyer. I don't know what covalent bonds how they're helping me. You see. I think you should establish it when once you have reached a certain point, you decide what you want to do. Not everyone has to be an engineer. Not everyone has to do those things. We can bring up things. Artists are being paid so much money, but you see, there's also the society. When I'm sure if I was in class 5 and I told my parents that I want to be an artist, the kind of beating I would have received.